Well, let me start out with this. For everybody in the room, and everybody in South Dakota that has had this sparkle of a little gem out here in Lead, let me say this to you as one person, part of a group, the group I'm going to call we. We won. It wouldn't have happened if it wouldn't have been for a whole lot of people that are here with us today, people from around the state as well. I am going to do my best to say some thanks to people that have made this opportunity a reality. First, to our friends at Barrick and Homestake. They worked with us, they talked with us, they humored us at times. But what they did was make us put together a proposal for the transfer that was right, and it was safe. And it was one that would stand the test of the National Science Foundation. They worked with us. And so to Patrick Garber and his team from Homestake, I want you to know they did a marvelous job of working with us to create this opportunity. Second, there's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Mann. For those of you that don't know Dr. Mann, he was one of the early promoters out of Pennsylvania. And I just want to let you know that Dr. Mann, I believe, is 83, and he said, I want to see this happen before I'm not here anymore. And so Dr. Mann, I think, was one of the visionaries in this quest. A gentleman that's here with us today is Dr. Kevin Lesko. Dr. Lesko came out to look at what we had here. And when he got done looking, he stepped into my office one day and he said, I think we can make this work. And I think in those simple terms, it was something that there was a confidence, and at the same time there was so much knowledge and so much ability that he literally had my trust and my faith. He put together as the principal investigator, the individual who would negotiate with the NSF and build the coalition of scientists that never quit growing. And time again, he would add people to this team, and they felt as if they were a part of it. People didn't get mad at him, they stuck with it. When it came time to explain stories and to explain things like double beta decay, he made it all sound easy. It's not. But he could make it that way, and he's a teacher. And we are so very, very fortunate to have him with us today, and he will speak a little bit later on. But without his work, this would not be a possibility for us in the future. I also want to just say that we've had a congressional delegation that has worked with us. They have stayed the course with us. They have strategized with us from day one. When it was time to leave the NSF alone, they left them alone. When we asked them to work with the NSF, they did. When we asked them to put a bug in somebody's ear, they did. But throughout it all, they were great teammates, and that's what it takes. And I just can't say enough about how it feels kind of like the successes with Ellsworth Air Force Base again. But it's people working for the common good. And this congressional team did a great job. The legislature, the team, I wonder how many other governors could garner the support of 105 legislators to take one-time money and set it aside for a hole in the ground. We did. And they did. Because they believed in the opportunities for young people and a chance to change the economy and the future of this state. They believed in our future and our children's future. They put their money where their mouth was. I also think that it's very important that we recognize this local team that we've had right here. And I'm going to recognize Mayor Nelson once again and all of his team members here. Time and time again, they could have been discouraged. They could have walked away. They could have challenged. They didn't. Instead, they stood side by side and they worked through in a team effort to get this job done. Each time we asked, they supplied. Each time we suggested, they participated. All I can tell you is you got a great team here. They truly do care about your community and about the Black Hills of South Dakota. It's been a pleasure working with this mayor. I will also tell you that we could not have done it without this team, this brilliant team that makes up the Science and Technology Board. I asked them if they would step forward in what was a very challenging and time-consuming and non-paying series of positions. They put their heart into it, they put their soul in it, they believe. They put their egos on the line. They said, we're going to make this happen. And they did. And they worked through the details. Day after day, they worked through what it takes to make this become, do I dare say, the unanimous choice of the NSS team for the place, for the deep underground science and engineering laboratory. Dave Snyder did a marvelous job. He stepped in after Dr. Gowan got sick. Dick Gowan started this out, moving it in the right direction, building a team. Dave Snyder stepped forward, and along with the chairman, Dave Bozay, they worked a tag team where they would argue and scream and holler and work through the issues. But regardless, we went through it and we built, time after time, one agreement after another as to how we would strategize to make this become a reality. And then I got to thinking a little bit about this, and I tell you what, this started back when Bill Jankler was governor. They started working on it that far back. If he wouldn't have had the idea to begin with, and if he wouldn't have started this, none of the rest of us would be here today trying to make it a reality.